Gonna build a mountain from a little hill.
Afternoon folks, this is Best in Slot with a brand new update, a little quick update for Planet Zoo, because today is International Orangutan Day and Frontier have decided to reward us with some pictures of the orangutan and a video which we're going to take a look at in a minute. But before we move on to the video, we need to take a look at the screenshot first, because this was like a little teaser screenshot. Of course you can kind of tell what animal it is, but still, and it is pretty amazingly beautiful. First things first, the orangutan itself. Now we can't get much from this. I know, it's green today. I made it, it's like a little alien. We can't get much from this image right here. We are going to get a much better look at the guy in a couple of minutes when we move on to the video itself. So let's move on from the orangutan for a moment and focus on the exhibit the orangutan is in, because this is huge. Absolutely huge, freaking mungus. There is no sign of fences, there's no sign of anything. It goes from here all the way down past the river, past another river, and you can see trees over there in the distance, way down there in the sort of that hazy fog they've got going on, which is really, really nice. Kind of looks a little bit like Jurassic World Evolution's lighting on like Isla Muerta and stuff like that. That might be a building on the right, it's hard to tell. But the point is, this exhibit is absolutely gigantic. Now I assume this is not the kind of exhibit you'll be able to have multiple of per zoo, but we really don't know the size of the zoos quite yet. We will find out in the next couple of days at Gamescom. There's a few other things I want to point out here. The Baobab Tree, which I think we've seen before, but this is one of our best looks at it. It looks really nice here. If I bring up an example image, you can see they're basically identical. It is a perfect little baobab. The only problem with it, I would say, is if we then compare it to this one on the right, they're very, very similar, and this one here, they're very, very similar. Like, they've got the same kind of angle to the branches and stuff like that. I'm hoping there is some randomization at play, even just a little bit, to mix up our trees a little bit more than shown here, but baobabs tend to look like baobabs. So, but hopefully. The other thing I want to bring up, and I can't remember if we've seen this before, but right here, folks, right here on the left, is a waterfall. Coming down from the top of this sort of mountain ridge down here into what is probably yet another river attaching onto that one right there. You can't see it anymore because I've covered it all in green paint. But we have a waterfall, and given everything else in this game is made memely piece by piece, I'm assuming that means we will be able to make our own waterfalls as well. You can make everything else in the game, why would you not be able to make the waterfalls? Now whether that's an item we place or like a specific waterfall tool, or it's kind of like, I don't know how many of you played Zoo Tycoon 2, I assume most of you, but Zoo Tycoon 2 waterfalls were a little bit awkward. What you had was water on the bottom and a hill with water on the top, and you kind of had to drag the water to the edge and hope that it would make a waterfall. It was a little bit finicky, so it'd be nice if we got a slightly better system for handling that, but that'd be really interesting. But it looks really, I mean, come on, look at it. That is like straight out of a dramatic, that looks like a Disney film. It looks like Lion King or something like that. The exhibit is huge, it's beautiful. We've got loads of different textures going on. We've got that cracked kind of earth we saw a lot with the crocodile and stuff like that initially, and then down here it looks like it's more grassy and stuff like that, you know, where the water is. What's really exciting about this, and I promise we'll move on to the orangutan in a moment, is even if this is the whole zoo, you know, even if we're looking at the entire zoo, the idea of being able to build a zoo that looks like this, you know, don't include any guests, any guest facilities, go on Sandbox and just build like a beautiful recreation of Africa or wherever in the world you want to build it, and then just do it like this, just fill the entire zoo with it, and you'll have this amazing natural environment you can fill with animals. That's going to be very, very cool. Anyways, right, okay, I'm here for the orangutan, this very little guy on the right hand side, so let's move on and take a look at the orangutan video. Okie dokie, here we are. Now, if you want to take a look at this on the Planet Zoo Twitter, you can do. Personally, I think Twitter's video player is absolutely terrible, so I tend to download these using online websites and then bringing them in, and it tends to up the quality. Twitter's, for me, is just always super lo-fi for some reason. But, orangutan, so let's get playing the video and then we'll talk about it. There's no sound, I'm afraid. It is only about 5 seconds long, as you can see, but we get a good look at him. I'm going to talk about a few different orangutans. First of all, it looks amazing. This is the first primate we've had since the lemur, which was a little while ago now. Some people were commenting like, where's the gorillas and stuff like that. Gorilla Day is the 24th of September, so we may see him later on next month. The orangutan, I suspect we will... I've got this weird like ghosty thing going on right now. The orangutan, I suspect we'll be seeing at Gamescom as well, so if I can get hold of it and show it you guys up close, we'll be able to do that in just a couple of days. Reminder, I'm streaming on Wednesdays and Thursdays this week, bringing Planet Zoo to you right here on the Best in Slot channel. Shameless plug on my own channel. Anyways, gorilla, orangutan. There we go. So let's just pause him right there. So, I mean, it looks like an orangutan, right? I mean, it's pretty great. A lot of the animals in the game pretty much nail their appearance. The non-terrarium animals, at least. Some of the terrarium animals have a couple of little inaccuracies, but by and large, the ones from outside the terrariums look pretty great. They're a little bit stylized, a tiny bit cartoonish, but that's what you'd expect from Planet Zoo. At the end of the day, it has that aesthetic. But all the telltale signs of the orangutan are there. We've got the weird sort of goatee mustache thingamajiggy with the orange hair. We've got the big face flaps, a little indentation in the forehead. The eyes are like really tiny but sunken back into the face. The thumbs are kind of, you know, what's the word again? What's the word? Articulated? Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Bendy, pointy, doing things. Anyways, thumbs. The arms are all puffy and stuff like that. Orangutans are, of course, very hairy animals. There is a slight limitation here in terms of the fur shader they've used in the game. It makes things look sort of puffy and fluffy rather than necessarily hairy. We've seen it with quite a few animals before. I suspect to render the hair realistically, instead of like puffing outwards and kind of, you know, just being individual strands of hair across the body instead of this kind of puffy out kind of look, it would have been very taxing on the PCs. So I can see why they've done that, especially with multiple animals rolling around. It is the only fault I have, really. Other than that, it's a pretty great looking little orangutan. When I say great little orangutan, it's a bit of a beast. Yeah, I don't really have much else to add, folks. Orangutan, there you go. Big, flappy, facey, skinny, leathery, weird looking dude. It's an orangutan at the end of the day. Really excited to get hold of the game. Like I say, we will be playing in a couple of days, and whilst the orangutan's in the background, I'm going to tell you the plan. So, reminder that I'm streaming Wednesday at 7? Question mark? Yes. Wednesday at 7, Thursday at 10, and Thursday at 5. Those are in Germany times. So in Britain, that's 1 hour beforehand. And I posted my schedule the other day. You can see it right here on the channel. The first day, we're going to tackle the tutorial and the beginnings of the game. We're going to take it slow. We're going to check out the UI. We're going to kind of like, you know, play as a beginner a little bit, go into detail as we can at the start of the game. Second video will be more of a deep dive into the mechanics of the game. This is my plan, by the way. I have no idea how viable this is, but this is the plan. Second stream will be more of a deep dive into the mechanics. Try and look at every single animal in the game, try to build some cool exhibits, just kind of play the game itself and kind of, you know, use my tutorial knowledge to showcase more of the game itself. And the third stream would then be a let's screw around and try to do crazy things. So if you're looking to have an influence, ask questions, you know, get your ideas into the stream, the third stream would be the one to do it. The first two I'll probably be doing mainly my own thing, but not to say I won't listen to questions and comments and stuff along the way. Yeah, look at him. It looks great. It looks better in this environment as well. I know it's a similar kind of environment where we've got this kind of dry flooring, but then we've got all the we've got more lush foliage around him. I just want you to pay attention to his mouth as well. You can hear him already making his little ape calls. I should say monkey calls. Apes are all monkeys. We're not getting into that right now, but look at his little mouth movement, and then he opens it wide, and then he opens it a little bit. He feels alive and real, and he looks fantastic. And walking on, you know, on his fists, on his knuckles. I don't really have anything else to say on that. I just want to ramble about orangutans for a little bit longer. It looks really good. Hopefully you guys are excited about the orangutan. I know I definitely am. Hopefully I'll be able to show you this guy again up close in the next few days. Stick around for loads more Planet Zoo this week and news from Gamescom in general. I will be checking out another couple of cool games from Gamescom as well, like Paleo Pines and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. And until then, thank you very much for joining me. If you like the orangutan, hit that like button. Does that make sense? Do it anyway. And I'll see you lovely folks next time. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye. Okay, quick little addition at the end. The video is going to end at 9 minutes 47 seconds. I never plan my videos to hit 10 minutes, but when they're very much on the cusp, I kind of have to add those few extra seconds. I hope people understand why, you know. So if you don't like this bit, you can skip. There's nothing important here. I'm going to ramble for about 10 more seconds and then we're done. And then you'll get my beautiful end card with the music. People keep asking what the music is. It says it on the end card. There we go. So really all I've done is shout at you guys for this last 10 seconds. Enjoy. Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to help support me a little bit more, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. There's a link in the description down below. Every little really does help in times like these, but it's not at all expected, and by just watching the video you've already helped me out massively, and it makes you a pretty cool person, so well done you. Thanks for joining me either way, I'll see you next time.